Catskills, New York, March 1985. A boxing gym that smells of old sweat, worn leather, and desperate ambition. The kind of place where fighters go to die or be reborn. No glamour here, just patched up heavy bags, frayed ropes, and a ring that's seen 1,000 dreams shatter against its blood-stained canvas. It's a Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. The gym should be empty, but there's activity. Whispers running through the rusty corridors of the local boxing community. Something's happening. Something unofficial, unsanctioned, unplanned. A sparring session that shouldn't exist. Donnie "Hammer" Mitchell is in the center of the ring. 32 years old, 220 pounds of muscle hardened by 47 professional fights. 17 knockout victories. Regional heavyweight champion. A man who turned his body into a weapon through a decade of controlled violence. His face tells stories. Left eyebrow with a deep scar. Nose broken 3 times and never fixed properly. Huge hands, knuckles permanently swollen. This is a man who makes a living beating other men. Donnie is here because his manager set it up. A private sparring session with a prospect. Donnie likes sessions like this. $500 to spend 15 minutes teaching reality to some kid who thinks he knows how to fight. Easy money. Therapy. Donnie had a bad month. Lost his last fight by split decision. Lost his girlfriend. Lost his sponsor. He needs to hit someone. Needs to feel powerful again. The gym door creaks. Cus D'Amato enters first. 77 years old, legendary trainer, the man who molded Floyd Patterson into a champion. His eyes still shine with that intensity that made him one of boxing's best strategists. Behind him comes a kid. Just that. A kid. Mike Tyson is 18 years old, looks younger, 5 feet 10 inches tall. But there's something different in the way he moves. Like a compact predator. Shoulders too broad for his body, neck thick as a tree trunk. And the eyes. Jesus, those eyes. Empty, cold. Eyes that have already seen things 18-year-old kids shouldn't see. Grew up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, one of America's most violent neighborhoods. Arrested at 13. Reform school at 14. Found by Cus at 15. Transformed into something new. Something dangerous. Donnie's manager, Eddie, is leaning on the ropes. He sees Mike enter and laughs. Literally laughs. "Cus, you brought a child?" His voice echoes through the empty gym. "I thought you were bringing a real fighter." Cus doesn't respond. He just helps Mike put on the gloves. 16-ounce gloves, heavy, padded. Training gloves, not competition ones. Mike doesn't speak. Doesn't look at Donnie. Just breathes. Steady. Controlled. Like Cus taught him. Donnie steps down from the ring and walks over to Eddie. "Who's this punk?" Eddie shrugs. "Some project of Cus's. Name's Mike something. Tyson, I think. From Brooklyn." Donnie looks at Mike with disdain. "How old is he? 16? 17? 18, Eddie replies. "Legal for you, right?" Donnie shakes his head, smiling. He climbs back into the ring, ducks under the ropes. Mike is already there, in the opposite corner, doing simple stretches, rolling his shoulders, moving his neck. Donnie crosses the ring to him, stands right in front of Mike. The experience gap is absurd. This is a regional champion against a kid who hasn't even had his first professional fight yet. "Hey kid," Donnie's voice is loud, meant for the dozen people who showed up. Trainers, sparring partners, curious onlookers, people who heard the rumors and came to watch. "Kids don't fight here. This is men's territory. You should be home doing homework or whatever kids do." The crowd laughs, some uncomfortably, some genuinely amused. Mike doesn't respond. He just looks, not at Donnie, through him, like he's calculating, measuring, planning. There's something disturbing in that gaze, something that makes Eddie stop laughing. Cus yells from the corner. 2 rounds, that's all I asked for, 2 3-minute rounds. You can handle that, Donnie? Donnie nods, still smiling. "I'll try not to hurt him too much, Cus. I know you like this one." The makeshift referee, a local trainer named Ray, enters the ring. He calls both to the center. "Look, this is just sparring, right? No knockouts, no trying to kill anyone. Keep it clean. Listen to my commands. Protect yourselves at all times." He looks specifically at Donnie when he says this. Donnie nods, but his eyes say something else. He wants blood. Ray steps back. "Touch gloves." Donnie extends his. Mike taps lightly, without emotion. "Back to your corners." At the bell, start. Mike returns to his corner. Cus meets him there. The old trainer puts his hands on the kid's face, forces him to look into his eyes. You know what to do. Forget what he said. Forget where you are. There's just you, him, and the space between you. Movement, angles, explosion. He'll try to intimidate you in the first minute. Let him try. Then, when he thinks he knows you, show him who you really are. The bell rings. It's an old off-key bell, but the sound still freezes everyone in the room. Mike walks to the center of the ring. He doesn't have the classic boxer's stance, doesn't keep his hands high in the traditional position. He uses the peekaboo style that Cuss created. Gloves close to the face, elbows protecting the ribs, body slightly hunched. He looks smaller like this, more compact, denser. Donnie comes with confidence, legs spread, jaw relaxed. He's in teaching mode, going to show this kid what real boxing is. He throws an exploratory jab. Mike slips slightly, just enough. The punch passes inches from his face. Donnie throws another. Mike evades again. Minimal movement, perfect economy. Come on, kid, fight back, Donnie taunts. He throws a 1-2-3 combination. Mike moves, head shifting, body sliding. The punches cut the air where he was a second before. It's like trying to hit smoke. The crowd murmurs. This isn't beginner's luck. This is technique. 40 seconds pass. Donnie hasn't landed a single clean shot. His frustration is growing. He presses harder, advances more, throws heavier combinations. Mike keeps moving, slipping, avoiding, and then something changes. Mike's posture, shoulders relax, knees bend slightly. Cuss sees it from the corner and whispers to himself, now. Donnie throws a heavy right cross, putting all his weight into it. It's a punch to end sparring sessions. Mike doesn't retreat. He steps inside Donnie's range, inside the danger zone, where the punch has no room to build speed. The cross sails over Mike's shoulder, hitting only air. And in that exact moment, when Donnie is fully extended, fully committed, fully exposed, Mike explodes. It's an uppercut, not from the floor, not from afar, from an impossible distance. A punch that starts in Mike's hips, travels through his torso like electricity, gathers all the rotational force of his body, and detonates on Donnie Mitchell's chin with the power of a condensed explosion. The sound isn't the thwack you hear in normal fights. It's a dry crack, definitive, the sound of something breaking. Donnie's head snaps violently to the side. His eyes lose focus instantly. His legs just shut off. No stumble, no attempt to regain balance. He falls like a demolished building. Straight back, 220 pounds of muscle and bone colliding with the canvas in a dull, final thud. The gym falls into absolute silence. Ray rushes to Donnie, drops to his knees beside him. Donnie, you hear me? Donnie is unconscious, completely out. His mouth open, a thread of saliva running down. His eyes rolled back. Eddie is in shock. He jumps into the ring, pushes Ray aside. Donnie, wake up, champ, wake up! He pats Donnie's face lightly. Nothing. He looks at Mike with anger and fear. What did you do? This was just sparring. Mike says nothing. He just returns to his corner, removes his gloves with his teeth. His breathing is normal, not even sweating. Cuss meets him there, puts a towel over his shoulders. Good work. That's all he says. It takes 15 seconds for Donnie to start regaining consciousness. His eyes blink. He tries to focus, tries to understand where he is. Ray helps him sit up. Easy, champ. Easy. Donnie looks around, confused, humiliated. His eyes meet Mike's. And for the first time, Donnie Mitchell feels something he hasn't felt in 10 years of professional boxing. Fear. Mike Tyson steps down from the ring, doesn't stay to talk, doesn't accept congratulations from the other trainers who now look at him with new eyes. He just grabs his bag and walks toward the exit with Cuss. At the door, Eddie catches up to him. His voice is different now, respectful, nervous. Hey kid, Mike, sorry for what I said. You've got something special there. Mike stops, looks at him. Kids don't fight here. He repeats Donnie's words, voice low and flat. You're right, kids don't fight. And then he steps out into the cold Catskills night. Donnie Mitchell never underestimates anyone again. He keeps fighting for another 3 years, but that uppercut changes something in him, breaks something that can't be fixed. He eventually retires with a respectable but unremarkable record. Mike Tyson will have his first professional fight 7 months later. He'll win by knockout in the first round, and then the second, and then all of them. He'll become the youngest world champion in history, the most feared man in boxing, the Brownsville kid who turned trauma into brutal art. But on that night in the Catskills, at just 18 years old, he already was all that. He just needed someone to doubt him to prove it. It took 15 seconds, one uppercut, one life changed, a legend born. The witnesses of that night would tell the story for the rest of their lives. Some would exaggerate, some would downplay, but all would agree on one thing. They saw the future of boxing. And he was 18 years old, with empty eyes and hands that carried 10 years of perfectly focused rage. Kids don't fight there, but Mike Tyson was never a kid. He was something different, something that Cus D'Amato molded from darkness and pain. A pure fighter, a force of nature. And on that March night, in a forgotten gym in the Catskills, the world saw for the first time what that really meant.